Hello everybody and welcome back to another Car Mechanic Simulator VR video. Now, unfortunately, today the audio did not record. Well, the audio did record, but it sounds like this. Simulator VR video. So yeah, basically what happened is my VR headset did not record the audio. Instead, my other headset recorded the audio, so it sounds very quiet. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and voice over this whole video. What you're watching now is me just kind of going over what we did last time, where we worked on our project car right here. And yeah, we got to finish off this one wheel that we didn't quite get to last time because the game was bugging out. So we're just going to go ahead and build that real quick. Real quick. Or wheel. That's hard to say. So here, I could have sworn that we bought the right wheel last time, but apparently we don't have the rim or the wheel that we need. So I'm going to have to buy it again, but I don't remember actually what wheel we need, so gonna go ahead and grab another wheel off the car so that we can see what rim and wheel we got. That way I can buy the same exact thing for the front, because like I said, I don't remember what we bought last time. Okay, so right here it says we have a rim retro 12 18-inch, and for the wheels, which are under suspension, we need a vintage tire wall B 215 45 18. So let's go ahead and buy a 215 45 18 tire. There we go. Vintage tire wall B, size 18, 215, and 45. Perfect. Get the rim as well. And they don't fit. Why don't they fit? Because that's 16 and not 18. Yeah, it turns out the number 6 and the number 8 look very similar in VR. Anyways, we went ahead and bought the right tire, and now all we gotta do is rebalance these. And yeah, we'll be done doing the project car for today, and we can go ahead and start working on this story job. So, good afternoon. I had a small accident on the expressway. An 18-wheeler pushed me off the road. I know that the car does not look so great anymore, but I cannot afford anything else right now. I just need it to run. Well, that sounds like a job for us. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this tire on the car. Or get this one on the balancer, and we'll go ahead and run this one over to the car. Go ahead and grab our wrench. Bonk. There we go. And we'll go ahead and put this tire back in place. There you go. Badonk. And bzzoop, 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 bzzoop. I lost the game audio, so I have to make that noise too. Anyways. Looking at this car, it does look pretty torn up. I can see a lot of damage on this side with the rims and stuff, yeah. Bzzoop, 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 bzzoop. Okay, there we go. That's all the wheels on. So we can go ahead and power this lift on and lower this thing down. Make sure it can stand on all 4 of its wheels. Okay, one more time. And there we go. Looking very nice. Alrighty. Okay, let's go ahead and get you to the parking lot so we can start work on the job car. Okay, so this is the car that got hit by the 18-wheeler. Let's just hope that 18-wheeler wasn't working for Dragon Transport LLC, or we might have a lawsuit on our hands. Anyway, let's go ahead and take it to the test path. I mean, Dragon Transport is a different company. I mean, it's also my company, but it's a different company, so yeah, I don't really know what the jurisdiction is there. Anyway, let's go ahead and, get this thing tested, make sure, test the brakes and the suspension and everything. So first off, we're testing the brakes, and we got some red in that, front right brakes. Let's check the rear. Looks like we're missing the doors on that side. Okay, rear brakes look good. Now we'll check the suspension. And the suspension is also bad on the front right. And now the rear. And the rear right is bad as well. Okay, lots of stuff to be replaced here. Okay, well, let's start with the two missing doors. This is a Bolt Chapman. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and buy the doors that we need. Here they are right here. But I did not realize this said Bolt Atlanta when I was purchasing these. So, yeah, we kind of wasted a bit of money. Yeah, whoops. And then after realizing my mistake, that we bought the wrong body parts, we no longer have enough money in order to actually do this job. We only have about $800, which is not enough to buy the body panels a second time. So we need to complete another job. Here I am just selling more stuff to see if we can get in more money. But yeah, it doesn't really help that much. We need to accept another order. And at first glance, this one seemed good. We have a lot of stuff that needs replacing, which will give us a lot of money. However, that's also going to cost me a lot of money, which I didn't realize until later. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and move this car to the test path, so that that way we can move this car to the lifter, and then move that other car to the parking spot, so we can get this car in the test path. So just a little bit of car shuffle going on. So as you can see, I'm going into the test path to move that car, so that we can get this car into the test path. Yeah, a little bit of car Tetris. Anyways, to skip the boredom of me doing the test path again, here are the final results for this car. Just waiting a minute for the suspension, and there you go. It's pretty much just all in the front. The back looks pretty good. So yeah, we're ready to start working on this other job. Now, most of this car's problems are located in the suspension, which is pretty cheap, pretty easy. Suspension doesn't cost too much. We probably would be fine if it was just the suspension problems. However, we also have gearbox issues, and a new gearbox costs $800. So that's pretty much all the money we have just on a new gearbox alone. So, yeah, looks like we're going to have to sell more parts in order to make up that price. But however, before we can do that, we must remove all the faulty parts. So I'm just going through examining everything, seeing what needs to be removed, what we can leave. And after I've examined everything, then we'll just remove the stuff that needs to be removed. No need to remove the entire suspension like we did for our project car. We just need to remove the stuff that needs replacing. So here I am removing the brakes on this side, and then we're moving on to the tie rod and coilover. And now that's all good, so we can hop on over to the other side, which is really bad. All these control arms are red. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and remove pretty much everything, because yeah, we need to get to that knuckle, which means we need to remove the entire wheel hub assembly right there. So that's all gone. Get the tie rod out of here, the inner, the outer, and the coilover, spring, sway bar, bottom arm, upper arm, and finally the knuckle. And now with all the suspension up front removed, we can move on to the back. We got some faulty brake shoes back here, along with a leaf spring plate and 2 leaf spring U-bolts, along with a shock. So, yeah, just checking to make sure those shoes were bad, because we actually couldn't examine them. You had to take them off in order to examine them. So, yeah, just taking these off to make sure that they're good. Checking the other side as well, because, again, like I said, it wouldn't let me examine these. Even though we ran them through the thing, it wouldn't tell me if they were good or not on the car. So, you just need to check them ourselves. There we go. That's what I'm doing there. Alrighty, and now we can move on to the leaf springs. It wasn't too complicated, it was just these 2 U-bolts and that plate that you can see. Apparently both those U-bolts were bad. I didn't really realize that until it came back to replacing them. But yeah, both those were bad. And then also we got this rear shock But yeah, that leaf spring is good. I'm just trying to examine it, but for some reason the game won't let me examine it. It's letting me examine the plates and the bolts on this side, and you can see they're good. But yeah, apparently it was being kind of finicky with the examination. Anyways, here I'm looking for the final suspension component that was bad. There was apparently on the list one suspension component missing, and I couldn't find out what it was, and then I saw that there was this little bushing up here, and the cross member was bad, so we chucked that guy out and put a fresh new one in there. And now we move on to the gearbox, which was pretty easy. I mean, literally just everything here had to be replaced. From the entire VAOHV gearbox, right there, to the clutch bearing, clutch pressure plate, clutch plate, and flywheel. They're just all they need to go, basically. Anyways, after having a slight panic attack and installing a few choice parts back into the car, I went ahead and sold more components so that we would be able to finish this job. The original plan was for me to actually take another job in order to pay for the rest of this job, but apparently we can't have more than 2 cars in our garage right now. For some reason the game said 5, but there's only 2 cars in our garage right now. So, I mean, I guess the game just wants to make sure that you have a space available to move cars around. Kinda interesting. And so after buying all the parts we need, well, you know, I like to buy as we go here, but yeah, we're just buying all the parts that we need to install into the car. Here I am buying the shocks, the coilover parts, and then we can go ahead and assemble them on the assembler. Doom, 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 there we go. There we go, there's one shock done. Then go ahead and do the other one. And then we can just go ahead and get these placed in the car like so. Oh yeah, I can't do that one yet because we need to actually place in the control arm. Gotta go buy that. Oh yeah, I also realized I had an upgrade point, so I spent it on 5% discount in shops. I'm just going through everything, but just know I spent it on 5% discount in shops. There it is. You're gonna get that one down there. There you go. And now it's time to put everything back together. So starting with the brake pads and brake caliper. Then we move on to the outer tie rod right there. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and get the wheel hub bearing in the center. Gotta go ahead and order that. There we go. And go ahead and check that in there. Get in there, get in there. There you go. Got it. Ba-bam. Now moving on to the other side. There's a bit more stuff that needs to be done on this side. Again, the tablet is above my head. Please stop that. Alrighty, go ahead and get the brake pad in there. The caliper. Oh, we need a new one of those. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get the bottom suspension arm. And I ordered a lower suspension arm, and not a bottom suspension arm. Why are these so similarly named? There we go. Okay, got that. Bushings. We're actually going to need some more bushings. Seem to be running out. We did spend a lot on the project car. Yep, gonna have to buy another bushing. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and get that coilover back in place. And then that upper suspension arm. Yep, we got the right one this time. Beautiful. And all we have left is that sway bar. Oh, the caliper first. Don't forget the caliper, but you got that sway bar. Don't forget that sway bar in there. Oh, we need a new one. Okay, there we go. There's our new sway bar in there. So that's the entire front suspension done after I get this front tire on here. So yeah, the rear suspension is actually already done. So that's pretty much all the suspension done. All we have left is the gearbox. Okay, so just putting the flywheel, the clutch plate, the clutch pressure plate, and the clutch bearing back in place. And now the gearbox. Let's go ahead and see if we can't buy a gearbox. Let's see, VAOHV gearbox. And we are $22 short. Well, looks like we just need to sell one more thing. Get rid of you. Okay, let's go ahead and buy that gearbox now. Bam. And there we go. We're good. So that is it. That entire job is done. Well, as soon as I get the starter back in place, won't be able to leave without that. And there we go. Let's go ahead and get this thing lowered back onto its wheels. And we did it. We survived almost going bankrupt. Man, I really gotta watch my budget when making that project car. It almost wrecked our company twice here. Anyway, 8,000 seems like a pretty good price for that. Let's go ahead and finish that order. And there we go. Next time we will be working on the story order. Because, yeah, now we have enough money to afford the door panels. Very nice. Anyways, let's go ahead and move this thing back to the lifter so we can work on that next time. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe for new videos. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!